What's going on, guys? Aaron the Penguin here, back here for another video. Today, you guys could see the title, Skype and Chill. So we have a couple of guests, kind of like a podcast type. So I'm joined by Jack.
Oh, crap.
I'm joined by Catherine.
Nice job. What's up?
I'm joined by Vinny.
Yo.
I'm joined by Emily. So
Hi.
our guest is right now is Jack. Okay, wait.
Wow, that's a good start.
Perfect start.
Okay, you know,
Live.
this is my first time doing a podcast. I'm not really the expert at doing this, you know.
Yeah, if this was live, you would already fail.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, your camera's not on, so.
I thought my camera is on. My camera should be on.
No, it's
Camera's
not.
It's not on.
Not.
I hate this
No,
game.
it's
I hate
not.
this game. Okay.
It's not a game,
Are you
it's Skype.
recording right now?
We're gonna start with a couple topics. So you know, Jack, my friend, he's always been in the fire department talking about jobs and all. So you know, what do you do for basic
Shut up.
training?
Wait, what?
What do you actually do for the fire department? Talk us like through like if you're like a new person wanting to sign up.
Well, every Wednesday night we have something that starts at 7. First week it's work night, which we just clean the firehouse, make it, tidy and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Second Wednesday will be a drill night where we train and work on specific topics. So it could be rescuing someone from, under a tree or from a flipped over car or burning building or whatever. And third week is a meeting night. So we just collaborate and get together. Shut up, Catherine.
So,
Alright,
out,
so-
out of
so
all the
wait, wait,
weeks, which one would you say is the hardest?
The drill nights.
Drill nights?
Because you actually have to do manual labor.
Alright, so wait. When you
Like,
practice
save someone
with
from
getting
under
people out of a car,
Shut up, Catherine.
when you say practice getting people out of a car, you get like a junk car and you guys like get the jaws of life and just cut that bitch open, or is it more of
Well,
like a
it's-
car that you go and you get your buddy out of its fucking freeze tag or something?
It's Catherine laughing so much. It's basically we get a car that is basically junked. It could already be in a car accident before, and we would somehow flip it or put it into a situation. Catherine is dying.
Catherine's dying and Emily's trying to hold back Catherine.
Okay. So,
What the hell?
would you recommend anybody to join the fire department?
Yeah, it's a fun experience, especially if you're under 18. If you're under 18, you'll be a junior or explorer. We only have juniors in my company, but yeah, it's a fun experience. You get to see what it's like to help people and all that. So.
Not to be mean, but like, what if someone was like around your size and you were like scrawny? Would you recommend them to be in it? not, I'm
No
saying.
one can tell what the size is.
So you
He's
know,
sitting
like,
down. See how
no,
tall?
what if they're around your size, like Jack's size? I'm saying, for example,
No one knows what Jack size is.
like
5'6".
5'6". There we go. That's my height.
like I'm talking about like scrawny, not like
Oh my
not enough
goodness.
muscle, you know.
So
I'm
you,
Yeah, I'm just saying, for example, like, would you still recommend them?
yeah, it's
Get him doing push-ups and shit, getting all those protein pills.
yeah. So your fire company most likely has a weight room. So
Take steroids, kids. Take steroids.
Steroids is bad for you.
no, because then you won't be in
Never
it.
listen to Vinny.
You do drug tests.
Always listen. I just told them not to take steroids. Why wouldn't they want to listen to me that?
You just
You
told
said
them to take
steroids.
I said you told them to eat
You
steroids.
just said to take steroids.
I said don't take steroids. You missed
Okay.
the don't in that sentence. Take steroids. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm confused. Okay.
Sorry,
So,
way off topic.
it's similar to like the military, like how ROTC has like drill and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
So, do you guys have like boot camp or anything like that?
We have the fire academy, which I have gone through the junior fire school, but there's there's 3 stages. It's junior fire school, which is not mandatory. fire 1 mandatory and fire 2 I believe is mandatory, but later on. Why is everyone laughing so much?
That's crazy.
Why are you guys?
Do you guys do like basic PT like how we do it for ROTC?
Cause what? What was the question?
I said, do you guys
Never
do like
mind.
basic PT like how we do it?
Yeah.
We have like our own like shirt and stuff, but that's really all we wear into the fire company. But
Yeah.
that's it, and that's only on like drill nights.
Drill nights, yeah. So, what was the like? You could say the hardest accidents you guys had to been to for the fire department.
Like what time of day or something?
It doesn't
Or
matter,
day?
like thunderstorm, anything like that. Morning, nighttime. The hardest.
Kind of the thunderstorm because everyone's all freaking out because of the rain and want to get home or whatever, and the roads slippery and stuff. But we had this one accident. Do you guys know where the Taco Bell on
By the Walmart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Walmart
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
old
Yeah.
one?
The new
right
one.
across from the Walmart? Yeah, right across the street from that, a car went over the curb and slammed into a wall of a building, and they took out the side. Yeah,
Damn.
That was interesting.
that was like my 5th accident ever,
Yo,
so that was fun.
how long did that take to clean up and weighted?
We got there around 6:30 and left at around 10.
Yo, that's crazy. What was your first fire call that you had to do?
It was like actual fire or just fire call in general.
Doesn't matter, anything like that.
Well, the very first call was an alarm system up in the north side. It was a church, but wasn't anything.
Mhm.
And the first fire, working house fire, was up in Choose Landing.
Choose landing, darn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was up in the attic. I was the second truck out of my station, but
Emily, your camera turned off.
So how
For a
many
second.
years have
It's-
you been
it's
in the fire department?
Lagging.
I've been in for a full year yet. I'm coming up on a year. I'll be
A year.
November will be a year. But been there what?
That's crazy. I thought you were
9
in
years
I thought you were in there
or
for
9
like 2 or 3
years,
years.
9 months. No.
I'm
Yes,
saying,
16,
9 years,
but-
what was it? 4? Shit.
So what? If you're actually interested in being in the fire department, who do you go to?
Just contact the chief somehow of that station, or if you know someone in the company already, you can ask them to hook you up with a number of someone's or get in contact somehow.
So if you want, you could talk about like the firefighter like suits and everything like that, and the armor,
They heavy as shit.
the heavy stuff. You know.
So we have the turnout gear, which is bunkers. It's basically pants and there's straps. The straps are annoying.
Oh yeah, I know those.
Um,
Yeah.
No fucking no.
We have boots. Obviously, it could be leather or rubber. Some are waterproof, some aren't. We have the jacket, self-explanatory, and we have a flash hood, which we wear like around our neck, and then bring it up. And it covers basically all around, except for the actual face.
Okay.
And then the helmet. And then we would have a pack, but juniors don't wear packs.
So do you like get trained in CPR and all that shit? Are you like certified in all that, or are you just certified in like going and pulling someone out of the house?
I'm not CPR certified yet. I'm trying to get to that, but it's if you get to that point, you would be able to go on to EMS calls because we go out on EMS assist a lot because people are a little bigger and need to get out of the house, so we have to go and help them.
So you guys just kind of lower the crane in there. My 600-pound life person grabs on.
No, we actually go
Helps 'em up.
in and we just take them out with the stretcher. It's just the EMS guys can't lift them by themselves. Craziest EMS call that I've been on was up again in Lonside, freaking Lonside. the guy was sitting in a tub,
A tub?
himself.
He just got stuck. Wait, he killed himself?
No, he pooped himself.
Oh, he
Tub
shitted
was full
himself
of poop.
in the tub?
Yeah, and there was like poop everywhere, like on the floor and stuff. So they had put
I got
hazmat
stories
suits
that
on.
matches that.
They had to put hazmat suits on just so it doesn't get on the gear and the boots and all that, and bring him outside.
Okay,
They
story.
like had to cover him up, but
It's story time.
yeah,
So, I am a lifeguard.
yeah.
For those people who don't know. And
I don't even know where this is going.
I work in a water park.
Mm-hmm.
I work at a water park called. I'm not gonna say that.
Say it.
So, no, because
He works. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna.
I work at a water park in South Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
There's
It's not
that.
hard to narrow down from there. So, basically, we have a lot of the time we have special people come in,
Yes.
and so we were closing off the slides because there was a thunderstorm. And we were limiting the amount of people who were up there, so if we had to evacuate, we could burn them down. That's not really relevant to the story. And so I'm sitting at the bottom of the stairs, telling people, all right, you can go up. You can go up. Every time a person comes down, I send one more up.
Mhm.
And this man and his caretakers go up. His caretakers go down the slide. Then the man comes walking down the stairs, and he has something in his hands. I don't know what it is at first. I look over, I'm like, why does he have... Yeah, right, I should have ran. But I go, where did he get wet sand? And then the smell hit me.
Oh,
Smell of human feces.
That's all we could say from there.
And he walks down, he's got a big grin on his face, he's like, ah. And I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
did he like reach in, grab it, and just break it down?
I think he just kind of pulled down his pants, pooped in his hands, and then walked down the steps with
Where's your closest
with his
bathroom?
hands.
He thought he was the shit.
Aw, come on.
That's nasty.
Horny as shit. But
Yeah, nasty.
but so, and then his caretakers see him and they go, get rid of that. And he pegs it into the trash can that's
I
right
thought
next
you were
to
gonna
me.
say at you.
No.
That would have been more funny.
No,
I would not be. I would be dead. I would be
funny.
hanging from my ceiling. But
That's-
so
Keep
he
going.
pegs it into the trash can, and the smell just gets 100 times worse because I'm right next to the trash can. And then the caretakers look at me and they go, "Do you have any wipe his hands on? Anything we can wash his hands near here?"
Not me.
It's like it's a completely normal occurrence, and I'm like, no, I mean, and I was about to give him my shirt. I was like, and then my supervisor, she whistles at me and she goes, "Hey, come on, we need you up here. We're done with the stairs." So I go up there, I tell her what happened, and she goes, "Oh, well, can you go check the stairs, make sure there's none on there, so we don't have to call over minutes." I go up and down these stairs, not a single drop. I don't know how he did it.
He's practiced.
Right. He's like
He's
master at
practicing.
cupping his
He's
face.
practicing putting an egg on the tip of the spoon, carrying it down steps, but
Yeah.
with feces.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same thing.
Ew.
Eggs are delicious. That was not. And my other supervisor was
It
walking
could taste
there
good.
when I was walking away, and I was like, "Listen, you don't want to go over there." This dude just shit it in his hands and then threw it into the trash can. And he was like, "What did you just say to me?" And I told him again. And he like grinned and he was like, "I'm glad you had to deal with that, not me." I was like, "All right, Mike, thanks."
Sure, the name.
That was the nastiest story.
That was probably the nastiest I had to deal with. Well, I have to deal with poop all the time, but that was the worst poop I had to deal with.
Was it like a grown man or was it like a kid?
It was a grown man, but he was special, so you can't be mad at him. You can be
Yeah.
mad at the caretakers for not paying attention and leaving him up there alone and going down the slide, but you can't be mad at that dude because, you know, he's special or
Mhm.
whatever.
That's all we could say from there. So, did you actually wanted to be a lifeguard?
Actually, when I first applied there, I wanted to work rides, but rides was filled. So they were like, "Well, we got some lifeguard positions open." I was like, "Fuck it, why not?"
So didn't
And,
you have to get a CPR certified for that?
I'm CPR certified, first aid, AED, rescue breaths, all that good shit. And so they took me through a whole training course and all that. Not hard. It's $50 to get your lifeguard license, but then you make it back from working there, so it's like, okay. And you can go work somewhere else. Instead of paying $200, they cut the price in a quarter. Into like, yeah, whatever. Fuck it. But yeah, I did that. I did the swim pretty quickly. It was a 200-yard swim or 400-yard swim. 400-yard swim. And so I did that pretty quick. And everybody else is struggling. I don't know why. It wasn't that hard. And I'm chubby. I don't know. I don't know why other people were struggling. And then we had to do a 2-minute tread where we can't use our hands in the water. We can only use our legs, and we're not allowed to just kind of float there. So that's always fun on your legs. And then we had to do a 6-foot brick dive where we sit on the surface of the water, and then we have to push ourselves down, pick up a 10-pound brick, lift it above our heads once we're out of the water, and then throw it back in the water. Because that's what you do with a baby.
Yeah.
I got the baby.
You save it,
Throw it.
you lift it above your head, and then you just peg it back into the water. Like, I don't... Just get away from me. I'm not ready for a child.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, wrong one.
yeah, that's
Oh my god.
So,
I feel like you would do that, Penny. I feel like there would be 2 babies down there, and you would pick
I'm a
one of
piece of
them up and be
shit.
like, oh, sorry, wrong one.
I'm a piece of shit. I'm not that much of a piece of shit.
Go back down, grab the same one. Dang it.
Fuck. It's
So-
like apple bombing when you get the same green apple 7 times.
that's funny.
All right, what were you about to say?
Okay, so do you have to have like a requirement that you have to be like a certain like height or anything like that, or like to be a
I mean,
lifeguard?
well, there's we range from like 4 foot nothing. She's not actually 4 foot. Shortest person is like, shortest person there is like 4 foot
Good.
10, something like that. I don't know. To like 6'4", 6'5". So like the height doesn't matter. You have to be 15 years old, and when you're 15, you can't be a lifeguard. You have to be a pool attendant, which means you can only work the slides. So when you're 16, you can be an actual lifeguard, and you can get your certification. You can do CPR and all that. I mean, you can't be too out of shape, but if you can do all the stuff that they ask you to do, all right, whatever. They don't really care if you're fat or anything. Pretty easy.
What was the scariest moment that when you were working?
The other day, this was actually the other day. I was working the family slide, and so there's a group of like 4 people coming up, and then I hear the woman go, "Oh no!" And then she starts running up to me. And so it was me and another lifeguard up there because he was going to his next spot, and he was standing there talking to me, waiting for a tube that he could go into with some other people because you can't overfill it and make it too heavy. And so she goes, "Oh no!" And then she starts running up, and he goes, "Yo, that woman, she just said her niece passed out." And so we're up there, we're like building above all the buildings around us and all. And she's like passed out on the steps. And he goes, my seal easy brick, which is the thing we put over people's mouths to do rescue breaths. And so his was broken. So he goes, "Here, can you go do that? I'll take care of this. You just go do that for me." And I was like, "Yeah, no problem. It's, also my job." And so I run down there going, "Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me." By the time I get there, she's awake. She had just fallen down onto the steps. She got like real dizzy and fell onto the steps. And I get there and she's like hyperventilating and all that. She's in shock or whatever. And she's like having a panic attack. And she's sitting there. And this is actually a funny story too. So I'm sitting there, I'm talking to them, like, "Hey, what's her name? Is she diabetic or anything like that? Is her blood sugar low? Anything?" And I blow my whistle loud enough so the supervisor can hear, and she comes on her way. And this woman, she goes, "Oh, she's having a panic attack, right?" And her aunt goes, yeah, I think so. And so she goes, she cracks her knuckles like this. and goes, "All right, time to bust out my psychiatrist skills." I was like, "You're my new favorite person in this line." And she goes, "I don't mean to do your job." She's talking to the girl, and she's like, and she looks to her cousin or whatever it was, and she goes, "Can you put pressure on her, give her like squeeze her and all that, like put her between your legs and give her a hug?" And I was like, "All right, do whatever this woman says." I'm like trained to, save you if you're dead, not if you're sitting there having a panic attack. And my supervisor, I go back up because the supervisor's taking way too long. I blow my whistle again, and she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, I knew it was coming from there." And she gives me the thumbs up, and she starts running with the medical bag. And she runs up the stairs. She gets about halfway up, and the aunt's like, "All right, we need to take her down from here. She's not okay up here." I'm like, "All right, you two help her up, walk her down the steps. I'll clear a path for you guys." I go, "All right, everybody move that way." And I walk down the steps. There's a clear path. But my supervisor's stuck behind people who hadn't heard me say move that way. And I'm like, "All right." And she's like, excuse me. And I'm like, "All right, everybody move that way." And they all move that way. And she's like, "Oh, well, thanks. Couldn't have done that earlier." And I'm like, "Yeah, we're taking the girl down." So we get to the bottom. EMTs are on their way. Pretty much regular things from there. I take off my gloves, throw them out, because we're supposed to put on gloves before we deal with anybody that's having a problem. And I asked my supervisor if I needed to fill out a witness report or anything like that, and she was like, "No, I have to do that." And I was like, "All right, cool." And I went back up to my spot and continued my day.
That was it?
So, that was it.
Okay.
Well, that one's probably tied with this other one. But I wasn't really the one that was dealing with it. The other one. I was just kind of there for it.
So
Why are we doing a really weird slow clap right now? Because I'm copying him.
So real quick, a recap. If you want to be a lifeguard, what do you have to need?
So basically, you have to do if you want to be a good lifeguard, not if you want to be a shallow water. I just gotta say, I hate shallow water lifeguards because we have one place in the entire park that needs special facility lifeguards, and if you're there and a shallow water lifeguard's behind you in the rotation, you get skipped, and they just go to the next spot and have fun there. If you want to be a good lifeguard, I don't know about bad lifeguard. I was never a bad lifeguard. So you have to do
sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I just yell at children all the time, but
Nice.
small children. You tell them they're not tall enough, and then they start to cry, and then everybody looks at you like, "Why are you such an asshole?" And I'm like, "I'm just doing my job." But so you got to do a 400-yard swim. You have to take a course to get certified with your scanning, which is basically just watching the water in a certain pattern and all that. You have to pass a test, or two tests. You have to pass your swim test and your written test, and you have to pay $50. But you make that $50 back if you're working.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's about it?
Yeah, that's about it for what you got to do.
Okay. For you, Jack, I kind of forgot to ask this question. What do you have to, what's the requirements to be for the firefighter?
It's different for paid guys, but for someone like me, for volunteer, you don't really need anything. You just need to pass a drug test. You need to go through a database check, so you don't have any warrants or arrests or whatever, or any priors for anything. It's basically simple.
You just have to show up and go to the page or whatever it is, your time, right?
Whenever this goes off, run.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
And
you have to make, for us, it's like 35% of all the calls to stay, or like throughout the year, to stay active and not have your year taken or whatever, or you downgraded to Pro B or whatever. So.
What if you don't show up, like the 35% of the calls?
If you get like 30%, you could get some extra credit, but if it's at like 19% or something like that, your gear's gone. You're done. but you can get
basically
it back
you're
like
fired.
next year.
It's basically you're fired.
Basically. But if it's volunteer, that's kind of your fault. You're like, oh, I'm not going to make any calls, but then, all of a sudden, since I'm out of it, I want to go down.
So that's about it for the art, that stuff. So Emily and Catherine, I have a question for you guys. So I was in a program called ROTC. If you want, you could do a little bit. No, you could do a little bit insight since Jack's
You're
not
not
in
wrong.
it. You could talk about it, explain about it.
It's terrible.
Like if I was like an ordinary student,
You're not
like,
helping.
If I was
But
like,
Vinny, I want to maybe join. I want to hear
not
what they have
wrong.
to say.
yeah, like
You don't
You're
want
probably not, but
you guys are all freshmen. Like for example, like if you were like a freshman, being a freshman, going to 8th grade or 9th grade, and you're interested in this program, like what's the
when you're
program about? Because I was in a program. I graduated and all.
freshie.
Oh, that's when you're filled with like.
Honor, courage,
No.
commitment.
That's when you're filled with.
Yeah,
actual
grades
shit.
come up there.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
all of you guys were in RTC. I'm not. Which I'm happy.
Alright, so pretty much my point, I don't even know. It's good for like college applications, like if you want to get into good colleges. It looks really good on resumes and stuff like that. Yeah, what else do you want to say, Emily?
You meet a lot of new people
Yeah.
and friends.
You meet those
Friends.
people.
I'm antisocial and I don't want to go to college.
I met a lot of people.
All right,
I
well,
met a lot of people.
Jack leaves.
So ROTC kind of helped me be like out like you could say like it makes you like be out there more. Like you make new friends and all. Like you feel not like lonely and all. Not be mean,
Yeah.
but like you be new friends. You could be like more outspoken. You be loud, like how Vinny screams at little kids at the lifeguard.
Listen, I would have done that when I was in 6th grade, let alone now.
Yeah.
ROTC, it
See,
just
I couldn't do
made
that
me
because
angrier.
they're all my height or taller than me. So
It breaks you out of your shell in a good way.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's
It
not.
it makes you more prepared for the rest of your life. It's like you're getting like a lot of good leadership skills, I guess you could say.
The program in itself does that, but the people don't.
Yeah.
The people are terrible.
Yeah, I mean, like you get a little bit of experience.
Howie Jones, he's going places.
My boy Howard Jones.
Yeah.
Howie.
So, like, for example, if we were all, like, let's just say, like, if we were all in Cherokee, for example, they basically, you meet new people from other schools, basically. And, there's different...
the events.
yeah, because, like, what we usually have, like, we would do community service, help out the community out since we're in school and all, we're good high school students, we gotta help out the community. And, we always have to brag about our community service hours, and there's different branches of ROTC. It's not always the same one. Like, there's Army, there's Navy, there's rarely a Marine Corps one. I don't know if there's Coast Guard. Is there a Coast Guard ROTC?
No, there's no Coast Guard. There's a lot of...
There's
a lot-
Air Force.
Yeah.
There's not
Yeah, a
really-
lot of Air Force.
Yeah, there's too many Chair Force.
So, talking about
Please edit that out.
So talking about back at the community service and all, we help out with the community from like other towns going from adopt a road, like we clean up the roads and everything like that. If there was like an event going on, like for example, like you could say kind of like that, like a national night out. You basically help your town out if they want to go see movies or find out new information or whatever it is.
I would contact Google and not RTC.
Google.
National Night Out was slightly annoying with people just wandering off when I was in charge.
Yeah,
was-
Catherine.
Slight nuisance.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Catherine
you
wandered
two
off
did-
and started talking
You
to
two
me.
did wander off, but I said you guys can just go do whatever you want for a little bit. So
Thank
because I
you.
didn't need you at the moment. So I was like, all right, go just
I
figure
showed up
something else
later.
out.
I
did show
totally
up
did
later,
not
though.
get your whole cardboard switch thing.
Cardboard switch
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah, what the
It
heck
was
was
like
that?
It was like a little rotation. for the people on the little blow up things, so that they didn't have to sit in the same spot all night and complain to me and make me want to shoot them in the face. So
That didn't work.
Lifeguard.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Right. Yeah, I'm a fucking. It's pretty ironic. I'm a lifeguard who believes in survival of the fittest strongly. So like,
you're a bad lifeguard.
Sometimes I look at children and I'm like,
I
are
want
they
you
drowning?
to die.
Nah, they're gonna figure it out. And then they figure it out, or if they don't, I jump in because you get 10 seconds to decide if someone's drowning. It's called 10-20. So you get 10 seconds to figure out if they're drowning, 20 seconds to get to them. So I look at them and I'm like, nah. Okay, maybe. Okay, yeah. Punch the E-stop button and jump in. And then I'm cold. I'm pissed off the kid because they made me jump in because they didn't listen to me.
That's your job.
Telling them to back up. I know, but I'm cold now. Like, I'll get out of the water and it's windy or something that day, and I'm just like, It rained a lot this season, and it was just terrible. It was just all cold and rainy and shit, and you jump in the water, and then you get out, and your shirt's all wet, and you're like, everybody can see my hard-ass nipple. I got diamond cutters poking out.
Okay.
She doesn't know how to respond to that.
Okay. I'm gonna change the subject
No
from now.
response.
Okay.
I'm not responding. No.
Okay, we're gonna shift gears from not lifeguard stories again, because too many lifeguard disturbing stories,
right.
and
You get me started. I just say shit.
Okay. Changing
Yeah,
gears
you
from
hear
there.
some shit.
Personal experience, Catherine. What was your you could say scariest or like, you could say annoying thing that you hate about ROTC?
Oh, you got plenty of those. Okay.
Everything.
So-
Just one thing, not like a whole.
I know I'm
Right.
a
Oh,
perfect
dang.
person to describe
Bro,
all
we
of
can make a whole video about that. Come on.
Right.
Okay.
It would take about
So-
20 minutes.
So the one thing I hate is I'm the unarmed platoon commander. I just hate commanding.
She's
I just
basically.
I miss being part of the platoon rather than telling you guys what to do. and
So
stuff
it's
like that.
basically like she's a commander, like she's the commanding of a drill competition. If you guys know what that is, you guys probably could see videos on that. But continue.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hate doing that. It wasn't my thing at first. I did like it, but
Still not
no,
your
I
thing.
just
Let's
hate,
be
I
honest.
just,
She's
I
that
just
leader
hate
that
it,
goes
yeah.
up to people and it's just like, hey guys, what do you want to do?
yeah, it's like I'm like pretty chill with you guys. It's just like I'm actually too chill with you guys, but
See, I'd
I
rather
don't.
have-
Ow! I don't
And
like
see,
yelling-
that's why I
don't
won't
like
join
yelling at people.
RTC
Looking at
because
it, not
if
letting
you're my leader, no. No.
Yeah, you don't want to be. But I won't be your leader unless you join the drill team.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm not
Good.
even joining RTC because screw
them.
that.
Didn't we
Yeah.
know that?
And then
See, I did arm last
No.
year. I did my part. I mainly just wanted to go to the drill meets because, I get bored.
I like Aaron as a commander.
I thought
Yeah,
for me, I thought I sucked, but I still tried my best.
So do
I
I.
think
Try-
it was us
trying your
that
best
sucked,
counts.
Probably
Because we,
sucked.
we kind of didn't win anything. I think we won the first one that we went to,
Yeah.
and then after that, it was like,
We won first place. I didn't care as long as I got first place.
We did win.
Yeah, I
on
think they said that on the
inspection.
morning
On
news
the
after
inspection,
that.
we won first place.
I think they said that
Who's
on the
that?
morning news after that, and I was like, no one cares.
That was Washington Township, the last one that we did.
Yeah, CJ was doing that.
I don't think I
Yeah.
went to that. Or did I?
Yes,
Wait,
yes, you
is that
did.
the one-
That's
that the one-
that's the what?
Is that the one that had, like, the Mission barbecue sandwiches?
Barbecue.
I'm hungry now. Get dang if any.
Sorry.
I don't-
I don't
No, they had Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
I'm even
Yeah.
more hungry.
Yeah, they
No,
had,
no, that was. Wait, I don't even know. I don't know.
Don't say any more food.
no, that was Deffert. That was West Deffert. Or Deffert, or just...
Yeah,
I
it was
don't
the one. It was the one where there was the scoreboard, and I thought it looked like a briefcase.
What?
No, do you remember that?
know. Yeah, you're an idiot.
a massive scoreboard,
You're an idiot.
and he thought it was a
So,
briefcase.
no. Ready? So she goes,
No.
what's that briefcase doing there on the scoreboard? What? Do you see a briefcase on the scoreboard? And she points to a little box at the bottom, and she goes, "That's a briefcase." I didn't know how to respond to that because I don't know what the fuck it is.
That's funny.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
what it is. But she goes, "Look, it's a little briefcase." No, it's not a brief. Why would there be a briefcase on the scoreboard?
Okay.
To make it official.
You're an
To
idiot.
make it official, not professional.
Okay, to be done with that part. So, Emily, what was the one annoying thing that you hate about ROTC or you dislike?
One thing I guess that could be annoying is the people can get annoying.
Cough me.
Me.
Everyone.
Mainly me.
Alright. I don't mind anyone really in this chat, but other people.
Okay.
Really? You don't
I
mind
think Emily-
anybody really in the chat? You have something to say, Emily?
She dislikes, but acts
No,
like she
she's
does.
mad at me.
She's just saying certain people. That's the
Oh,
only thing that gets to her nerves.
The way they act.
For me, she's first.
Just testing
Yeah.
everybody at DT to see what I would be able to do.
Okay, Vinny, what's one thing you
What?
dislike?
God.
I have something else to say after Vinny.
All right.
So basically,
You had your turn.
it's a free program that you have to pay for.
What? Oh yeah, I see you.
Yeah, you
T-shirts.
see what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Right, you got to pay for all this random shit that you don't actually want, but you have to get. And it was when it was my freshman year, they said, "Oh, this is a free program." Not
Alright,
if I
that
ask you,
no
it's
money
not
paid.
free. You're lying. Where is the little what is that little star thing called? Asterisk or something like that?
Yeah, asterisks.
Yeah, and then there should be like a disclaimer on the back of the thing that says, "No, you have
You
to pay
probably
for
still-
PT gear. You have to go to this mandatory camp called BLT." And
Oh,
No,
David
I'm-
went to that and he was not full
Guilty.
for like the next month. He ate like 25 cows and was still not full after that because he never ate.
because they just give you like a spoonful of food because we're poor, and they're like, "All right, here."
Welcome to Starting,
What?
everyone.
Where did my $50 go? What? I know these T-shirts are like $5. You bought them in bulk. They're like $5. Where's the rest of my money going?
Charity.
Right.
You could say.
I guess. Yeah, it's about the favorite things. That would be a good thing to talk about next after Catherine's done with her bitch.
Yep.
You, Catherine.
Okay. Another thing that bothers me so much is the senior leadership. Like, they say all these things during their interview, like, "Oh, I'm gonna be so dedicated. I'm gonna be the best CEO ever." And then, yeah, they don't
Right.
show up to like anything.
Yep.
Can we
or
talk
they're
about
like,
the plot that happened? Can we talk about the plot that happened to get them each their own positions?
Oh yeah.
That senior and commander just kind of said, "Okay, whatever. We'll just go with it."
You go with it,
yeah,
Vinny. Since you
I'm
like
lost.
more, since you like ranting, you could go on.
So
yeah, but
they
it's like, oh, okay.
Explain to
They-
me.
so they all went into their interviews for their jobs, and when they were asked what job they wanted, they said what job they wanted naturally. And then when asked, "Okay, who do you think would be a good CO, XO, Master Chief, whatever the case may be, when you get that position," they would say whoever they had predetermined was going to get it in their little group. And so they would go into their thing, they would say that, and they would each do it. They knew which job they wanted, they would go in and say it, and then the others would say the same thing for them. When Senior found out about it, he got pissed off, he took them all off the roster, and then he looked at it and he was like, I can't do that. If I do that, we're screwed.
Not saying any names, but
But we're
keep
screwed
going.
anyway, yeah. And Senior
Aaron.
Chief told this story. And I was like, wow. Why didn't I think of that? Probably because I don't like people enough to do that, but that was aggravating when I heard about that. I was like, really? The entire one of the main core principles of the thing is honor, courage, commitment. Those are the three main things. Courage, all right, that wasn't really honor. That was up. And commitment, what fucking commitment are you doing if you're just hand choosing the jobs that you're getting? and orchestrating it with your friends.
Okay. That's that. Okay,
Exactly.
positives. We'll start with Catherine. What's the positives about it?
Positives.
Just
It
one
gives
thing.
you. Oh, okay. Alright, so starts out kind of bad, but yeah, I was a loser. I was a loser back
No.
kindergarten, first
In
grade,
kindergarten.
second, and
In kindergarten,
So
none of
on.
the kids wanted to play
In
kickball.
kindergarten, I was an loser. You still are.
because they hated on me because I broke my arm, and they hated
hated
on
on
me, and I'm like, okay.
Straight.
Oh, man. Broken arm. Oh, man.
then-
Power through it.
And then when I got to this program, I got to high school, I made so many more friends than I ever did in my entire life in just like a week. And that was even before I started high school. So, yeah.
Okay.
It gets you a lot of friends.
Am I a pretty unicorn?
Yes. I still can't do that. with a straight face.
But so, explanation for that. When she was a freshman, I was training the freshmen in her little group to keep their bearing, and I was walking up to each and every one, and I was saying a different thing. When I got to her, I looked her dead in the eyes, and I went, "Am I a pretty unicorn?" And she looks me straight back, and she goes, "Yes, sir." And I died laughing. I couldn't keep a straight face. I was trying to keep a straight face, and I couldn't do it myself.
And you passed.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Sorry, yes, sir.
He died laughing though, like a second later, so she didn't win.
that's funny.
Yeah, I do.
So, Emily, what's one thing that you like about the program?
Okay, I'm gonna be pretty basic and kind of go off of what she's saying, because I was super shy and I talked to no one at all.
Me.
Yeah, I remember the first week we hanged out together, and it took us forever to just talk to each other, like
You're just
keep
like,
a steady
me and you?
conversation.
You're
Yeah,
just
Me
like,
and you?
hey,
Oh.
keep on.
That
yeah,
was like-
pretty much.
No, we were like at the old gym because that's where we had lunch our freshman year,
Mhm.
and I had no one to sit with, so I'm like, you know, what?
I'm
just
came-
gonna go sit with the person that's sitting by herself. So that was you. I'm like,
yeah, pretty much, because I
It's
didn't talk to
Not
anybody.
talk to you either, huh? How's it going? Hi, friend.
Pretty
I mean,
much.
I kind of had a head start because my brother was part of the program too, and a lot of people liked him. So I'm like, so then when they found out that his little sister was coming, they're like, oh my god, another Garby! This is gonna be great. And then
Nope.
Then there's this.
Yeah. I had no friends and I talked to no one for a while. Now I talk to people ish.
Now she talks to people all the time. Clap, clap.
Yeah.
Clap, clap,
So
clap.
yeah, there's that. And it helps branch you out and shit. So there you go.
My favorite thing is the cadences, because when I get bored at work, I just start yelling cadences. I'll be
People
walking.
just look at you.
No, I'll be walking. No. My new favorite thing to do when I'm at the top of a slide is to look down at people when a love song comes on and start serenading them. Fucking great. The looks on their faces. It'll be like someone name a shitty love song that would come on at a water park.
Creeps.
Ew. I don't know.
I Want It That Way, Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, that comes on all the time. So, I don't actually say the words. I just kind of mouth it and just look at someone. I'm like,
What? Oh my goodness.
and then they just look at me. Some of them look at me all confused, and then they like point to themselves and they're like, and I don't acknowledge it. I just keep going like that. And then others
Would be so
they'll, like,
funny.
What would be so funny?
If they start
It
singing
would
it
be
back.
so like some really creepier guy dude just winked at you.
Creeper guy dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my point.
Some weird dude just wink at you and smile. It'd be great.
Me.
So
No, the barrel finger.
sometimes they look up and they start singing back. And then other times they get really pissed off. They get really mad or frustrated. And it's hysterical because they don't know what to do. They don't know where I'm at. They don't know what to call that.
That's funny.
Like 2 minutes later, she asked you out.
See, I
Comes back up. It's just like
no one's doing that. You see me? Like, every once in a while, I'll do it to lifeguards, and I do it to my supervisors sometimes because they'll just be sitting there screwing around. And I can see them screwing around, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna screw with them. And so I do that. And the one supervisor, Mike, he just looks back and he just starts doing the same thing, and it's fucking hysterical. And he's got like the head bob going where he's like this. And checking or something? Yeah.
You do the head bob?
Yeah, he does the head bob. Don't do that.
No, jeez. Is this what I think it is?
Come on.
That's a video picture.
Come on.
It's a terrible picture.
Did the dumbest things I could
We're
do.
like-
zoom in on their thing.
No, it's like you start mouthing the words and then you walk away and you turn around
come
and,
back
you
and
go like that.
No, that's too funny.
That was me trying to
That'll
put on a
fail.
face to make me look like a slave because they had me sweeping, and it just didn't work out that way when they took the picture. Like, I was trying to look
This is
down.
the first picture that comes up though. Of the BLT pictures.
Yeah, that's the first
Are they on the website or
that
something?
comes up.
No.
If you guys
No,
don't
they're
know
only on
what's
the computer.
BLT stands
file.
for. It's not bacon, lettuce, tomatoes.
Bacon,
It's
lettuce.
Bacon, lettuce, and tomato.
It stands for basic leadership training. But we all call it
Oh my god.
bacon, lettuce, tomato.
It's like paying to get your phone, watch, or whatever else taken away. Having someone slap something over the clock that's in the school, and whenever you ask what time it is, if maybe if you need to go somewhere at some point throughout the day, getting told, trust the process.
This smile back at you.
It's like someone goes up behind you, grabs you like this, and
Yep.
like, trust the process.
Listen, the process has raped my ass too many times. I'm not trust. I don't trust it behind me.
You could
See
say
y'all
that
later.
you could say this concludes the podcast of episode 1. Kind of awkward, the beginning part. Yeah, made it awkward, but
She doesn't know what to fucking do.
yeah, because that's my first podcast. Well, I'm not experienced with it, but by the time down goes the line, I'll probably get experienced with it. Vinny. So we're
Alright,
to try to have another guest in the next podcast. So if you guys enjoy it, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe,
Skype and chill.
Skype and chill, I guess.
Skype holding
So
the camera.
let us know in the comments what you guys
What are you
want
talking about?
to make us talk about the next subject, and we'll see you guys next video. Peace
Nah.
and love.
Make sure to drink your milk. And don't drown around me because,
Do the drugs.